Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Java Classified. In previous video, I have shown you how to read the simple messages from the Kafka topic to the Spring Boot application. In that project, I was created a consumer in Spring Boot which reads the data from the Kafka topic. The Kafka topic has contain only a simple messages. In this video, I will create a Spring Boot application. In these projects, I will also write a code which consumes the data from the Kafka topic. In the Kafka topic, all the data will be present as a JSON type. In- That JSON data will consume our Spring Boot application and reads that data, and we will print that data in the console as well. So let's go to create a project. So I have already opened the Chrome browser. In the Chrome browser, I'm going to search Spring Initializer. In the Spring Initializer, we will selecting language as a Java and project as a Maven project, selecting Spring Boot version 3.5.0 snapshot, and let's go to define group id as a com.json consumer. Also define SV consumer reads JSON data, copying this name and pasting in the description as well. So in the packages, I am going to remove all all the names and adding package name as a com.json.consumer. Selecting package as a jar and Java version as a 21. Let's add the dependencies. So in these projects, we will only create a consumer. So we are going to add only Kafka dependency. So here adding Kafka dependency, you can check added dependency by clicking the explore button. So I'm clicking the explore button. You will see added dependency will be appear in here. So I'm closing right now and generating the projects. Once project has been downloaded, then we will paste these projects in our directory. So pasting these projects in our project directory interview programs. This project's link I will provide in the video description. You can check in the description. So I'm going to IntelliJ. I have already opened the IntelliJ. Now you can check SB consumer reads JSON projects is visible in the IntelliJ. Let's go to pom.xml. Right click the pom.xml file and you will see add as a Maven projects. So click this one. Now all the dependency will add in the class path. So let's go to run our Kafka. So I'm going to C drive. In the C drive, we are going to delete the logs. So for deleting the logs in the C folder, you will see temp folder. So in the temp folder, you will see two folders, Kafka logs and Zookeeper logs. So I'm going to selecting both folder and deleting it. Now let's go to Kafka folder. In the Kafka folder, we need to run the Zookeeper. For Kafka setup, you can watch my previous video. I have already explained how to set up the Kafka. So here I'm going to run Zookeeper. First one up. So going to Win directory, Windows directory. Now Zookeeper is server start.bat file. Now let's add the Zookeeper property as well. Zookeeper property will be available in the config folder. So entering it. Once the Zookeeper is up, then we will run the Kafka. So let's check all the dependencies has been downloaded in the IntelliJ. So I'm going to src resource folder. In the resource folder, we are going to remove the application property to YAML. So I'm going to change dot application property to YAML. So clicking the refactor, now it's change application property to YAML. So here we are going to define our application name. In the application name, we are going to copy the above defined Spring application name. Now removing the above property because I have already added in here. So let's define the Kafka related things. So here Spring application name Kafka, and here we will define consumer group ID, group ID. In the group ID we will define group name. Group name we are going to define JSON data group. Now let's define key deserializer. In the key deserializer we are going to add com.org org.apache.common.support common.serialization dot string deserializer. Now let's add value as well. In the value section we are going to add deserializer. In here we are going to define org spring framework dot support dot kafka dot support, sorry, we have added wrong things. Kafka dot support dot serializer dot spring framework serializer dot json deserializer. Now it is fine. Let's define the topic name as well. Topic name. In the topic name we are going to define json data topic. So I am going to our main method. In here we are going to define the package as a as a Kafka dot consumer. In this package we are defining a consumer JSON Kafka consumer. Also we are going to define the DTO. So here Kafka DTO. In the Kafka DTO we are going to add user DTO. User DTO will contain the username, password and ID like that. So here we are going to define private long ID, also defining private string name, also defining private string email ID. Now also defining private string status as well. What is the status of this user? So let's generate the setter and getter. So right clicking here, going to generate generating setter getter, selecting all, also adding the toString method as well. Right click, generate toString, click OK. Now setter getter also generated. Let's go to our consumer class consumer. In here we are going to write public void consumer. In the consumer we are going to define our consumer related things like consumer record. In the consumer record we are going to define a string comma user dto record in here. Now printing this record with key and value. So here the key is adding key record that key plus the value or data plus record that value. Now let's add at the rate Kafka listener. In the Kafka listener we are going to define topic name. In the topic name we are going to add dollar spring Kafka dot topic name. Now let's define group ID as well. In the group ID also taking from property file, so adding dollar spring Kafka consumer dot going to application YAML property. So here copying the group ID as a key and pasting it here. Now it is ready. Let's add at the rate service annotation in the class level. Now let's run this application. So first we need to run the Kafka as well. So I'm going to open another CMD and running the Kafka. So going to win Windows Kafka server start.byte, also adding the server property, entering it. Once the Kafka is up, then we will we will run our application. So before running our application, we we need to create the topic name. So that it will work. Otherwise, it will give error. So I'm going to opening Offset Explorer. Now our Kafka is up. So once now our Offset Explorer is open. Let's click this one. It is connected. Going to create a topic. So clicking the topic here, adding the topic name. So I'm going to application property file, application YAML file, and copying the topic name, pasting topic name same, and adding the partition count 1 and replication count 1. Click adding button. Now topic is created. Clicking OK button. You can see JSON data topic has been created. So let's go to our application and trying to run this application. So let's right click here and click the run button. Once the application is up, then we will produce the JSON data. What happening? Serializer failed to bind property key deserial. Okay, my bad. I need to deserializer deserializer string deserializer. Serializer, that is fine. Apache Kafka. Apache. Okay, here I have missed the Kafka. So that's why it is giving error. Now that is fine. This one. Let's run again. I hope it will run. I have missed the Kafka here to define. So that's why it is giving error. Let's wait until it is not running. What happening? Object mapper. Why Kafka config? Kafka consumer. Why it is giving the error? Okay. Let's define the property as well. In the property, we are going to define JSON trusted dot package, adding as a star, adding as a star. Why it is not taking Spring? Okay, we need to add spring.json trusted package, trusted package. Now let's run again. Maybe it will work. It is not working. Why? Okay, I think we failed to start Kafka listener. Okay, okay, let's check the log. In the console, if you see failed to construct Kafka consumer, so and it is providing the no class def found Jackson data bind. So I'm going to add the dependency data Jackson data bind. So I'm going to Chrome browser here. Let's check date. Let's check the dependency Jackson data bind Maven. So going to Maven in here, Jackson data bind, clicking the updated version. Let's go to add this dependency in our POM. So copying this dependency, selecting in here, copying this dependency and adding in our created Spring Boot pom.xml file in the dependency section. Now let's reload it so that it will download all the dependent jar in our class path. So now it is downloaded, cleaning the console, running it again. Maybe it will work. Let's check what will happen. Yeah, now it is running. You can see it is connected the Kafka topic with cluster. So I'm going to our offset explorer. In here we are changing the property byte array to string. Here also we are going to change byte array to string. Going to data, in the data section you will see no data is appear, so I'm going to click partition. The partition section we are going to data. In here right click the add message, click add one single message. So we are going to define user 1 and defining the manual message. So I'm going to create a JSON data as defined in the property. So going to our projects, in here if you see user DTO type, so here one is defined ID. So I'm going to define the ID as a one. Now going to define name, email and status. Here adding the name as a Bruce Lee. Now adding the email as a Bruce Lee @gmail.com. Now adding the status as well. In the status we are going to add as a active status. Let's go to our JSON viewer. So I'm going to open in the Chrome browser JSON viewer, so that clicking the format button. Now click the format button. Now it is fine. Now going to produce these messages by using offset explorer. So here we are adding the messages, clicking the add button, click the yes button. Now it is produced. Let's check in the our console. It is giving error. Why? Let's cancel it and refreshing it. Click the play button. You will see that data is produced in here, but in the our consumer side it is giving error. So let's check what type of error it is giving. Now stopping the consumer. Serialization exception directly. Please consider a configuration error handling deserialization. Okay. In the value or key deserialization, no type information in headers and no default provided. Okay. Okay. So let's go to our. Okay. Let's go to in application property, application YAML file. In here we are going to define one more key as a defined in the property section as a spring JSON dot default dot value dot type. Now defining our package com dot json dot consumer kafka dot dto. So going to in the property, defining our dto as well. User dto. Save it and run it again. Let's check what will happen. Now application is up again, giving the same error. Copying this data and in the application we are going to define in the header section like that, clicking application content type. So here we are going to define copying the content type and pasting in the header content type. Now again going to postman, here also going to copy the application JSON data, adding here, click add button. Now going to content and adding it one again. Let's check what will happen this one as well. Okay, value is not deserialized. Why? Let's stop the application and going to delete the topics, and we will create a fresh topic. Running it again, it is stopped. Now Kafka is up. What happening? It is going to stop. Okay, let's clear the log. So I'm going to C folder, temp folder, selecting both log and deleting it. I'm going to run again Kafka. So going to Kafka folder, going to run zookeeper first. Adding the property file of the zookeeper. Once the zookeeper is up, then we will run the Kafka as well. I have deleted the log because once I have deleted the Kafka topic, it will give error. So that's why I am deleting the logs. Once you have deleted the logs, all the topics and all data information will be deleted. Now zookeeper is up. Now going to open another command. In this command we are going to run zookeeper Kafka. So going to Windows, Kafka server start.byte file, also adding the server property. Once the Kafka is up, then we will produce a JSON messages again. Now zookeeper is up. Let's disconnect and again connect it. JSON data is available. But why? Okay. All the data has been gone. Let's run our application and going to produce the JSON data. So clicking here, single message, adding the JSON data. So I'm going to JSON viewer, copy this data, pasting this data in the value section. Okay, here we are going to copy manual, pasting in here, going to header. In the header we are adding the key. So key I'm going to copy content type. I'm going to copy from postman content type as, and in the content type value we are going to define application JSON data. Producing this one, clicking add button. Let's check what will happen. It is also giving the same error. Why it is giving error? Okay, let's stop the consumer, and now I have stopped the consumer and analyzing the console log. No type information in headers, no default type provided. These data I have also provided in here, but why it is not going to read? In the header section you can see I have already provided. Okay. Oh, in the application YAML file I have added the wrong property, so that's why we have defined the Spring JSON default value type. So here first we need to add JSON value dot default type. So maybe it will work. Now I have correct added the property Spring JSON value default type. Let's run it again and we'll check what will happen. Then if it will work, then we will produce the JSON data without adding content type. Yeah, you can see it is working as needed. So here you can see it is readed from the Kafka topic. Let's produce another data without adding the here adding the ID as a 2 and name as a Trump. Here also adding name as a Trump active. Now let's copying this data and going to produce in the offset explorer, clicking the add single message here, pasting the data adding here as a user data. Now click add button, click yes. Now let's see in here. You can see that data is also read by the our consumers. You can see in the key it is readed user data and value as a ID, name, email ID and the status as well. In this video, I have not covered the exception handling part of the Kafka. If data are wrong in the Kafka topic or anything happen in the reading time, so we will handle it in upcoming section. So in this video, I have shown you how to read the JSON data from Kafka topics in the Spring Boot application. So make sure in the writing the consumers, you must define two things. In the property section, you need to define Spring JSON trusted packages and default value type so that it will work. If you are working in a multiple consumer in the same same projects, so you need to define this one by using bean. In the bean, you need to define a container ID. By using container, you can create the consumers. These things I will explain in the upcoming video. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, you can subscribe my channel. Then you will get the further update. Thank you.